You ever wonder what truly awakens a man? It isn't peace, it isn't love, it's pain, the kind that crawls into your bones and never leaves. Every night, I used to ask myself, why me? Why do I have to lose everything before I can stand for something? But then I realize, maybe that's the point. Maybe the world only gives power to those who've already lost everything. Because when you've got nothing left to lose, you stop fearing the fall. You stop begging for mercy. You start creating your own reason to rise. I used to be that naive kid who thought freedom was just a word, something distant, unreachable. But freedom isn't given, it's taken. It's carved from pain, molded by suffering, and fueled by the fire of every scar they left on you. They'll call you a monster when you start to move differently. They'll say you've changed, and they're right, you did. You stopped pretending to be weak so they could feel strong. Do you know what real power is? It's not in destroying others. It's in controlling yourself when the world pushes you to break. It's the silence before the storm. It's that single breath you take before deciding no more. Every war starts inside your mind. Before you raise a blade, before you speak a word, it begins with a choice. Will I keep kneeling or will I rise? People talk about destiny like it's some script written by the gods. But destiny isn't written. It's written by those who dare to defy it, by those who bleed for something more than survival. And if that means becoming the villain in someone else's story, so be it. Because you're not here to be understood, you're here to fulfill your purpose. You think pain broke you. No, it introduced you to the version of yourself that no comfort could ever awaken. Every betrayal, every scar, every night you couldn't breathe, that was your training. The world was sharpening you while you thought it was destroying you. You were never weak. You were just learning what real strength feels like when there's no one left to save you. And now look at you, still standing, still breathing, still fighting when the world said you wouldn't. You are the storm they tried to contain, the quiet rage they thought would fade. You are proof that pain is not the end, it's the rebirth. So when they stand before you with fear in their eyes, don't flinch, don't explain, don't apologize. Because they weren't there when you broke. They didn't hear the silence after everyone left. They didn't see you rebuild yourself from dust. This isn't just a fight. This is a declaration, a promise to the version of you that suffered alone, that you won't let it be for nothing. You will walk through the fire, you will burn if you must, but you will rise brighter, louder, stronger, because your pain has a purpose, and your purpose has become your weapon. The world may never understand your path. They'll fear your power, they'll twist your story. But remember this, legends aren't made from peace. They're born from chaos. And when this is over, when the dust settles and the world looks for someone to blame, they'll find you, standing in the ruins, unshaken, unbroken, unstoppable. So let them call you a monster. Let them fear what they don't understand. Because monsters are just the ones who finally decided to fight back. They called me insane for seeing beyond the walls. But tell me, who's truly insane? The one who dreams of freedom, or the ones who chain themselves to comfort and call it peace? I saw what they were too afraid to see, the truth. That peace built on lies is just a prison with prettier walls. And I refused to die in chains pretending I was free. The world said I was dangerous. They said I would destroy everything. Maybe they were right. Because sometimes, to rebuild, you must first burn everything that was built to keep you small. I used to think the world was cruel. Now I see it was testing me. Every loss, every scream, every drop of blood was a question. How far are you willing to go for what you believe? And my answer, as far as it takes, because purpose without pain is just a wish. And I stopped wishing a long time ago. The moment you stop running from your pain, it turns into power. And once you realize that nothing can stop you, they can break your bones, they can tear down your name, but they can never touch what was born inside your pain. That's the thing about those who have suffered. We don't beg for light anymore. We learn how to become it. Every face that turned away, every hand that let go, they all built me. They shaped me into this. Not a hero, not a villain, something beyond both. Because this world doesn't need another savior. It needs someone who isn't afraid to do what must be done. Someone who will carry the weight of being hated if it means everyone else gets to live. So if they call me a devil, then I'll become one. Not out of malice, but out of necessity. Because someone has to be willing to do what others can't. You want to know what real freedom feels like? It's not peace. It's not safety. It's standing in the storm, knowing it can destroy you, and whispering, "Let it try." The weak will never understand this. They'll keep praying for comfort, but comfort is where your dreams go to die. The ones who rise, they bleed, they burn, they break, but they never bow, because the fire that was meant to consume them became their crown. Every great change begins with one decision. The decision to stop being what the world told you to be, to become what you were always meant to be. I am not who I was. That version of me, the one who hesitated, who cared too much about being understood, he died the moment I realized what freedom truly costs. And if that price is everything I love, then I'll pay it. Because purpose demands sacrifice, and those who aren't willing to lose never deserve to win. Do you feel that silence before a storm? That's not fear. That's destiny holding its breath, waiting for you to decide who you'll become. Will you hide behind excuses, or will you rise no matter how much it hurts? Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you. The pain that broke you, it's the same pain that can build you. If only you stop running from it. The world isn't kind. It never was. But maybe that's what makes it beautiful. Because every scar, every loss, every moment of despair, it all led you here. To this moment, to this choice. And when the world turns its back, when the noise fades, and all that's left is your heartbeat, you'll know you were never fighting against the world. You were fighting against yourself. And now you've won. So stand tall, raise your head. The storm isn't coming. You are the storm. Let the sky tremble. Let the ground break. Let them see what becomes of a man who turns his pain into purpose. Because when the dust clears, when all that's left is silence and smoke, they'll finally understand. This wasn't destruction, it was rebirth. You didn't come to end the world. You came to remind it what true freedom looks like.